Alright guys, welcome back to the channel here. If you guys follow along on the video series, you know that the MABDR video part 4 is up and rolling. And I wanted to make this brief introduction for you guys because it might not make a whole lot of sense without it. So this is something that I don't want people to miss because it hits really close to home here in upstate South Carolina, how I grew up. Anyway, Koty and I are rolling through section 4, I think, or so. And we saw a little outhouse on the side of the road that said mayor's office and police department. It's like, we wanted to stop and look, so we got off, maybe thought about taking a picture or something. And a super nice lady, she came up and she was like, hey, you guys got a few minutes? I'll show you around the school and stuff, and come in here. She was super excited to see us. She reminded me of my grandmother Watson. For me, this was the highlight of the trip. There was a stove, and during the video series you'll see, but there was an old wood stove that kept the kids warm in the school there. And I began to tell her how my grandmother, cooked on a stove, heated water on a stove. She's like, oh, well, you'll really like the one we have in our house. We cooked Easter dinner on it, and I'd like for you guys to come in and look. So I just wanted to give this brief introduction so you guys know what the video's about. Watch it to the end. For me, it was just great. The people we met on this trip is what made the trip for me personally. So, we're back safe and sound and had a great time. And I just wanted to do this brief introduction for you guys. Appreciate you guys riding along, coming along for the ride with us. And stay tuned for the next series, of these videos because I still got some really good footage. I would love, my grandmother cooked on one of those, but it was twice that size.
Well, you should get down in our garage and look at the one that Ernie is the one that wanted to learn to cook on, not me. And actually Sunday, he baked a ham for Easter dinner.
Oh, wow, great.
We had found this stove in an old house back in Potlick Cove, and they're going to demolish the house. And Ernie's kind of the caretaker of the barn, 400 and some acres, and he, cleaned, kept it brush hauled and cleaned up. Some doctor owned it, and they're going to, it's getting all, shabby. He says, go tear this down. And I said to Ernie, ask him, if I could buy that old cook stove. Well, I don't know, but anyway, I just...
Instead of it getting demolished.
Yeah, I don't want that, to go. I said, it's unique. I said, ask it, they'll still need that. And so he asked, the daughter, actually, and she said, oh, no, Arnie, no, we're not going to sell that. She said, I'm going to keep it. I'm moving it to New Mexico. I was like, huh? This old, heavy, bulky thing.
It's going to be a haul for that stove.
And... So he said, oh, well, that's okay. He said, we just didn't want, to throw it away. He said, Betty would like to buy it if you decided to, to leave it here. And she said, no, I'm going to take it. Well, then the next time, a month later or whatever, they come up. She said, I decided I don't want the stove.
Too much bother.
And in the meantime, I went to the nursing home to see my stepmother. And for some reason, I had taken snapshots of that stove, and along with a bunch of other things. Got my film developed, went on to the nursing home, and I said, oh, look what and I said, oh, this is an old stove. I said, I had like 3 pictures, 3 snapshots of it. I said, I just kind of like it. I said, no, and I said, isn't it different? She said, well, you know it. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And she said, you know that stove? And I said, no. And she said, well, that's from your home place. And I'm like, what home place? And she said, your daddy and I sold that stove to so-and-so for less than a few dollars when we got the gas wood combination stove. And I'm like, And she said, it went to Warden Shirley Poland. She said, whose house are you tearing down? I said, Warden Shirley Poland's. And she
Wow.
said,
Wow.
that is the stove. She said, that's where the stove went.
And she remembered that?
And she told me all, and I'm like, I come home and I'm like, no, I think she's getting dementia. She made up this. And Ernie said, well, she couldn't have had all those details, and that right down to them, He said, no, she knows. And Ernie! Oh, he's calling the dog. So the Frey gangs came up and they said, oh, you can have it. Stuff. And I said, well, you know what? It's, from our old log house and blah, blah, blah. Well, it is yours. Yeah, take it.
Wow,
Take it.
that's great.
And no, we don't want anything. It's yours. Just take it. Well, we didn't know we were getting a stove. We had nowhere to put it. So it sit right there for a couple years. So it's in our garage.
Okay.
Okay. In the garage. It's a room.
Yeah, okay.
And you're welcome to go
We'll
look
look
in the
at
room.
it.
Yeah,
You're
be
welcome
nice.
to go look at the room.
Okay. We appreciate you letting us see the schoolhouse. This is really awesome.
Anyhow, my brother comes up from D.C. area. He come to visit. Yeah. I said, Elmo, come up here to the schoolhouse. I want to show you something. And I said, do you recognize? And he goes, oh, he's so quiet anyway. He walks over and he said, down, he's looking. He said, yep, that's ours. See that little hole? And I'm like, huh? And he said, if you lay on your tummy, he said, when the fire's burning, you can.
Because he remembered when he was little.
And he said, and I emptied the ashes from that, and I split the wood for it, and Mom cooked this and this, and he remembered every detail.
What'd you do? Get rid of your pants?
Huh?
Where's your outside pants? Or are they over that?
I put them.
Oh, okay.
Everything's under the.
I was saying about this.
Make you stay in the house.
Do you see animals off that ridge all the time?
Yes, we do.
Deer.
And that's what, Abby said about that only doesn't trust her because just recently she went after deer right there and outside.
Got long gone.
And she wouldn't come home, and I called.
I love to walk up to a house that's got a fire going. It reminds me of my granny so much. City slickers just don't know how they ain't probably never seen nothing like this somewhere.
Wow. Wow, look at that stove.
Wow, this is beautiful.
This is I don't know what we're going to call it, but
This is great. Just turn the garage into a homestead almost.
You never know what it's going to look like.
Right.
I mean, but this is the stove. This is the stove I want you to see.
Wow.
This is beautiful. Look there. And your stepmother knew it right away.
Yeah.
She's like, there's no way that's not it.
Yep, that is. And
My granny had one very similar.
Right here, my brother walked over and he's there.
If you lay on your
Right
stomach.
there. And I would never even. And Ernie has, cleaned it up.
Got the rust off for the most part.
Oh, he had the menu. He had the menu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We missed out. We were a couple days
Wow.
delayed, ain't we?
he loves to do pancakes and the old-fashioned buckwheat cakes. I don't care for them, but I make them. But he likes to bake them on here.
Good.
He likes to. I said we were the rich folks back in the day because this stove has a warming closet.
You can put bread up there and stuff.
Wow.
Look at there.
That's your warming closet for when when it's got heat. This, it's like big.
My
But look at
granny's house
this.
is warm all the time because of these stoves.
Look,
Wow.
This is, he's got storage in it. This is hot water heater.
Okay. Oh yeah. But yeah, you put the water in there and then you got hot water. Wash your dishes.
Exactly. Yeah, see, and it opens. I mean, you take it off, but see, it's full.
Wow.
When me and
I
my
was like, we're
uptown, sure enough.
So you take this.
We have a hot bath tonight. My grandfather, when we would cut firewood, he'd say, "Boy, I'm going to have to cut."
Look over on this side.
That's what I'm trying to figure
A
out.
little bitty. Look at that.
To set your whatever you're,
Coffee.
different size.
Yeah.
It's like, little.
Whatever will fit. Yeah.
Yeah, the
And it can
different-
get raw fire to the bottom of it.
Look at
Right,
that.
What about that? He would say, we can't forget, we gotta cut your granny some stove wood. That's what he called it. And it would be
Stove
little
wood.
pieces,
That's what my brother, he would say, I've had to split the wood from the stove. I know real well, I had to split.
It was his job to split.
And Ernie had to learn all the different.
Did your grandma have one of these?
Yeah, not like this.
What about that? Look at that, man.
And then you take that middle section out.
Yeah.
And then you can.
The firebox is down in there, right?
No, this is the oven.
Oh.
Look what a little.
That's right, you built the fire
Yeah.
in there.
This side right there actually is the biggest part of the firebox.
Yeah, you put it wood in, or down through there, in here, right?
Now,
Oh,
look,
yeah.
see how-
Okay. Look at that.
And then this is where you take the ashes. And yeah, I looked it up the other day and took it completely off.
Look at that.
Wow, there's your ice box, yep.
And so anyhow, Ernie, I wish he would, he didn't realize, I guess, or he'd make you sleep after you got happy. But these are all, there's dampers.
Air
there's
valve.
Yeah, I see.
air valve, to put the heat.
The thing lasts forever.
Oh, yeah.
He had the oven. Look at this. Look at, see it's still,
Yeah.
the temperature.
Yeah, still works.
The thermometer still works.
And it was just in an old house? Was the whole house about to fall in?
Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah.
I'm so glad. That was meant to be for you guys to get that back, without a doubt.
I looked to see if the picture of that little house, it's in the house.
I bet it heats this room up really good too.
We had an old house, old house, and this was in the kitchen, of that house. When I can remember, vaguely remember that, where I remember our kitchen was in the entire room, and there was a bench under the window, and then the table was there, and over top was a shelf. And that's just what I could remember from the house. And it was someday I'm going to have a coffee grinder. I want a coffee grinder because ours sit right up there.
On that shelf.
And so that was the first antique that I probably ever.
You saw mine I got on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
My granny had one just like that. Almost identical. And I got it, I have a log cabin, I put it on my porch. Yep. She had one that sit on her mantle. What about that? Where did you find it?
Antique shop.
Okay.
But I have 5 now.
Really?
Look at this one.
Now that's something else right there. You put your beans in, and it turns to grounds.
And it got the coffee pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.